Aries, it's Amanda here with your Teen RuneScope. This month, in conjunction with the trusty runes, I will be using the beautiful Tarot Art Nouveau Premier Edition, and it is by Lunea Weatherstone and Antonella Castelli. Then be sure to join me after this video over on the Vimeo channel for part 2, your spiritual guidance reading. I will be pulling one card from the Awesome Animal Messages deck by Susie Green. So yeah, if you like animal totems in particular, you'll definitely want to check that out. The link to the Vimeo channel is below. Just click or tap show more or the little arrow underneath the video, depending on what device you're on, and that will open the details section. It is also because we are in the middle of the year here in June already, in the middle of teen. It's a good time to re-watch Teen Yearly RuneScope that I posted at the beginning of the year. I will provide a link here in the video. It's just click or tap the little I info button here in the video, and it will take you to your teen overview because, you know, you can kind of gauge where you are, see what's happened and what's still to come. And same over on Vimeo with the love readings I posted for teen and the career financial readings I posted over there for teen. Next month, I will be posting on Vimeo a mid-year check-in reading. So, and it's going to cover through a longer term RuneScope just to kind of check in, see where you are and get more details about the second half of the year. You don't want to miss that. So if you haven't yet subscribed here to the channel on YouTube, please do so, because then you will get my videos delivered to your feed and you won't have to go looking for me. But let's jump in for Aries and see, first of all, let's do that a little bit here. So I have more freedom of movement. See which runes want to talk to Aries for me. As always, Aries, keep in mind that this is a general free sample reading. It's for a lot of people that are watching, so not all of these messages will apply to you. Some will be for other Aries that are watching. I encourage you to watch the video for your rising sign to get additional information and messages, but if you would like something far more specific, just about what you're dealing with or what you're going through, please do contact me at runescopes4you@gmail.com. Email address is in the video, also below in the details section. We can set up an appointment for you and take a look at what's going on for you personally instead of generally. But now let's kind of hone in here on and what's going on with Aries here. Challenge your focus is where we always begin. And we have the Two of Swords as the tarot card that came up. So let me look at these runes here and see what we're getting. They're modifying that. I feel like many of you are in protection mode. And again, because it's a general reading, it's going to depend, you know, it'll be different for all of you what you're protecting. Some of you may be protecting yourself, your heart, your own engagement with something. Some of you be protecting someone else, caring for someone else. Some of you be protecting someone who keeps getting themselves into hot water. And the runes are kind of saying, you know, should you be protecting this person? Maybe they need to get caught doing whatever they're doing. Or maybe they need to hit rock bottom if you're dealing with someone with an addiction issue, or if you're dealing with someone with who's just treating others with disrespect in some way. But yeah, protection mode is here. It can also mean that it can mean kind of a stalemate. There are two sides and nobody's gonna change their mind. So maybe it's that we have to agree to disagree and move on, or we just have to kind of take this conversation off the table. But it can also be guarding your own heart, as I mentioned before. But I really feel like this is you taking on, because this is the rune of protection. It's also a rune of spiritual protection. So if you are confused, if you do have a decision to make, which all of the twos can mean, I feel like this is it's all in mental mode. So it may be something that you haven't told anybody about or not something that you're sharing, but I do feel like you have a decision to make. You'd be confused about what to do. You may also be refusing to see something about a situation because traditionally this card, the woman has a blindfold over her eyes. So sometimes we refuse to look at things or see things or people or situations for who or what they truly are, because it would make us feel like we have to do something or make a different decision. Because this is a card of kind of immobility. It can be feeling stuck because maybe either decision is not good or either way could turn out well, and you just don't know which is the best way to go. But with this rune here, it's very beneficial with spiritual guidance. So I do feel like you're going to get, you will feel pulled one way or the other. But I feel like for many of you, this is just protecting someone who, really honestly, at some point you have to decide if they deserve your protection, because the rune of somebody who keeps repeating the same mistakes over and over again is coming up here. So, you know, your feelings for that change. But there is a bit of a blockage here when it comes to what you're seeing, what you're allowing yourself to see. And, I think there's something you're not seeing, Aries, and that's the biggest challenge I'm getting. Or you're not seeing someone as other people are seeing them, and maybe other people are seeing them in a more accurate way. Maybe because it's your child, or it's your, it's someone that you care more about or have blood ties to, it's kin or a good friend, or like I said, you're someone that you just, your child you feel naturally protective over. At some point, it does seem like you're gonna have to take that blindfold off, step outside the situation, and see this person the way that other people are seeing them, because that seems to be more the reality of the situation. You can't protect someone from themselves and their own mistakes. That's how we learn. And it seems like you're kind of cushioning the fall for someone who needs to fall. That's what I'm getting. Or the challenge. In the present energy, so this would be end of May going into, we've got the Page of Rods in reverse. So this is fire sign energy, Sag, Aries, or Leo. So it could be you, or it could be another fire sign. Let me see what. Yeah, in the reverse, this could be a very a child that's acting out, and they don't have to be young, but pages are generally younger children, I would say 12 and under, or someone behaving like a child. They can be adults as well. But yeah, this could be someone just acting out, throwing temper tantrums when they don't get their way. It could be someone who has anger management issues, is very vindictive when they're crossed, very vindictive when you don't do what they want them to do. For some of you, it could be the same person that you're protecting, and this could be why it's like it'd be time to consider whether or not they deserve your protection or support. Because Hagalaz is here. So this is the rune of unexpected forces, shocking developments connected to this page. So, this could be someone with Rido here, someone unexpectedly moving, leaving, going away. It could be you doing that, Aries. Again, these are general readings, so it's always, these energies can always work both ways. It'd be you. This could be you. You're angry and in a rage, leaving a situation. With Rido, though, it can mean, moving out, moving on, a big shift or change due to anger is what seems to spark it. Anger, frustration. Maybe you're tired of dealing with someone's behavior. You're tired of dealing with the arguing, fussing and fighting. So you're leaving, or someone else is. And this is Hagalaz with Rido is kind of like storming out. This is the kid that screams and yells and then goes and slams the door and knocks the pictures off the wall and, what have you. So there's some kind of outburst. And again, it's in the present energy. So, but Rido in the upright is indicating that leaving is good. So if this is you, Aries, and if you're watching this before this has kind of happened, maybe rather than, if it's you that's having this explosive anger, it may just be better to leave the situation, remove yourself from the situation before you say something you can't take back. If it's a relationship that you do want to hold on to, it'd be better to do that. But this also be like telling your kid to move out, kicking someone out who is not, who's just like you are. Again, you take the blindfold off and it's like, you know what, I'm not protecting you anymore with this kind of behavior, this ungrateful anger outbursts. I'm not going to put up with that. You know, get the heck out of my house. I'm not going to pay for you to live here and support you when you're going to behave that way. Now, the help that's coming in, of course, if it's a 12-year-old kid, you can't really do that. But this could also be a kid running away. I just, you know, I do feel like they will be all right. You will find them. But, you know, yeah, this could just be a kid not liking your rules and you know, taking off. Coming up in the prison energy. What, the help that's coming in, we have 8 of Swords, but in reverse. So this indicates an end of worrying or an end of sleepless nights or an end of feeling trapped. So yeah, for many of you, Aries, maybe there is a relationship that is a block to you in some way. Again, I feel like you weren't seeing someone for who they are. And once you take that blindfold off, it's like, oh gosh, I am liberated. And no matter your ties to someone, who they are to you, how close they are to you, you don't deserve disrespectful treatment. You deserve to be appreciated for everything that you've done for someone, especially the protection and care if it's a child that you've given to them. Just because people are related to us or we love them doesn't give them the right to treat us with disrespect. And I just feel like that's what's going on here, Aries. Or maybe someone else you care about is being treated with disrespect. And you are protective of them. So you may be kind of freeing them from some sort of prison. But yeah, the 8 of Swords is someone being maybe released from prison. So, I mean, maybe this kid gets in some trouble in a car, for, you know, and maybe they're driving under the influence or something, Lord forbid. That's just an example. And they have to spend a night in jail or something. And you don't go bail them out. I feel like you're going to be given the opportunity, if this is a child, one of your kids who's acting out, doing outrageous things. Maybe some of them are doing dangerous things. You're going to get the chance, I feel like, to really kind of let things sink in. So, your kid gets thrown in jail because they were doing something wrong. Let them spend a night and think about it. Because I do feel like a release from prison, whether real or an emotional prison, is going to be the help to you. And for some of you, it would be, again, leaving a negative situation, leaving a negative partnership, a toxic relationship, leaving behind a situation where someone keeps repeating the same mistake and not getting the help they need, not listening to you, and you kind of have an eternal blind eye to some kind of behavior that's not acceptable. So it's the month where you can liberate yourself from that. And you may not even realize how blocked or how trapped maybe you felt in this situation, Aries, until you get out of it. Because a new beginning is waiting. You're being led by your intuition. And at first, yes, it will be an adjustment. Dayag is indicating it's slow, steady process. Just take one day at a time, gradual shifts and changes will, things are going to get better for certain by the end of the month, I feel like. So yeah, it looks like the month starts off with a challenge, but it seems to be, for most of you, coming at you. As long as you control your own anger, you're a fire sign, you can fly off the handle pretty quickly. But I feel like you'll have the opportunity to, just remove yourself from the situation before that happens. But so yeah, I feel like the beginning of the month, you're dealing with kind of external forces or other people's behavior and you having to react to it. And it's all in how you react to it, the results you're going to get here. What must be accepted? We've got the 7 of Swords in reverse. So this can be something coming up for review, or even like an item or a person or a situation or a relationship that you thought you had lost, coming back around for a review, or a situation that you thought was done and over with, and here we go again. And I feel like you feel, Aries, that you are on the outside of the group. Again, kind of going back to this, you're not seeing a situation the way that other people are seeing it. And it's up to you. Again, there are so many of you watching. It's up to you to figure out why that is. But yeah, you feel like on the outside of a group, or opposed by the family group, or opposed by coworkers, or Some people may be blaming someone for a loss or a theft, and the item is then found, and you're kind of vindicated. So some of you be dealing with that. It's maybe this person you're protecting. Maybe somebody accuses your kid, just as an example. This is not the only way this can work, but it's what's coming to mind. Maybe somebody is saying, hey, your kid stole a car, and it turns out their own kid took off in it. And you're like, but for a minute, the missing item is returned, and then you're vindicated. But in the meantime, it's like you're getting all this, backlash or accusatory texts or messages or speech from people. There also seem to be a lot of people maybe meddling in your business, because this rune can also talk about, busybodies and people being nosy and, nosy neighbors, nosy family members, people wanting, kind of trying to get information out of you. And because of this shift or change that you've made. So either, maybe those of you that are leaving a situation or moving, or if, you're kicking someone out, or, I just feel like people are going to be very interested in that, or trying to find out what's going on. And again, a lot of protection is around you. Whatever your goal is regarding this situation, you're going to achieve it. But I do feel like you should watch who you share information with, watch who you share what's going on with, just because it's going to be better to just be tight-lipped on it while you deal with it. Because I think a lot of the month you're deciding, again, that's your challenge for some of you, deciding how to deal with it. And I feel like sometimes it's good to get advice from other people, but I feel like if you're talking to people around you, you're going to get conflicting advice and just become more confused. So, I'm seeing moving. Now, some of you be moving away from a troublesome family situation. Okay. And some of you be moving because, you've had a lot of things stolen from you, or maybe it's an area where there's been some break-ins and, you've had like loss of possessions, or people breaking into your house, your car, or whatever. And you're finally moving out of that situation into something better. And you don't want people to know where you're going, because you don't want to be targeted in the new neighborhood, or you don't, or maybe this is your family and you don't want them to know where you're going until you're settled, or because you don't want them showing up and visiting, or you don't want somebody who's you kicked out trying to move back in with you. Some of you be dealing with somebody who's kind of a stalker energy, because in the upright, this Seven of Swords person can be a stalker. It can be somebody who's kind of tracking your movements, and so some of you be moving to kind of get away from that situation. And again, be careful who you tell, because if you tell anybody, I do feel like they will spill the beans. Now the outcome, we have the High Priestess, but in reverse. Oops. High Priestess in reverse next to Fehu here. So Fehu talks about a new financial beginning. So a new job, a new income source, and it may be a totally different path for you. Some of you have been doing like spiritual work or work like this, doing readings, doing some sort of intuitive work, Reiki, healing work. This would be a more secular, like traditional 9-to-5 job because the money's better, or maybe this is just, you need a break from this, or maybe you're just going to do this on the side. Or maybe it's just been slow and you're looking to bring in some more money. So you're going to start, you're going to take on more secular work, or just look for a traditional job. But those of you that are job hunting I do feel like you are going to get a lucrative offer if you're applying for loans, applying for a mortgage, any kind of thing where you are having to fill out paperwork and that sort of stuff. I feel like you're going to get a positive response. You will get the loan, you'll get the payout, you will get the job. Be careful who you choose as references for your resume, for applications, things like that. Again, I feel like there'll be some people that you think you can depend on, but so anybody that you're a little bit unsure about, because it seems like with the High Priestess in reverse, someone's kind of pulled the wool over your eyes. Again, going back to this Two of Swords with the blindfold, someone you're not seeing them for who they really are. Um, and again, it'd be because of your ties to them, who they are to you. But yeah, be careful who you let kind of have a say in, like whether you get a job or not. And even if somebody does kind of not tell the truth or is not honest about your work performance, I feel like you'll still get the job because this person kind of comes off as a kind of a quack, if they call them at all, or if they contact them at all. So yeah, check that references list for loans. If you're having someone co-sign, definitely you want to make sure that it's a responsible person that you can trust, not somebody who's gonna, cause you problems later. Or you gotta make sure it's somebody who's gonna show up, to sign the documents. So yeah, I feel like there are going to be some people that are eliminated from your circle after an Aries, because it seems like the blockages for you in the month of June are external. They're coming from other people and the way that you're seeing them, because you're not seeing them for who they are, because maybe, and when we've known people our whole lives, family or childhood friends or, even spouses. I mean, they've just always been there, or they've been there for a long time, and we lose our objectivity with how we see. And other people, if you take other people saying, this person's a really not a nice person, so you would do better, and their negative energy is blocking you, so you would do better to, remove yourself from that situation or kick them out or whatever the circumstance. But yeah, big shifts and changes, because you have AWAS and Rido. So somebody's moving. If it's not you, it's you giving somebody the boot from your house, from your life, telling them they need to get in shape or they're getting the boot, that sort of energy. But money looks good, and I see an increase coming, but it does seem to be a new path and a more traditional path, perhaps. If you've been doing something more as a side gig or part-time or something that is more creative, it just seems like maybe it wasn't bringing in the money that you needed, and you need to increase the money maybe to move. Or if you need some money, it does look like you can apply for a loan and you will get approved for that, and you'll be able to work with the payments, because Feihu is always beneficial. But that's what I see for Aries. I do hope that was helpful. Do meet me over on Vimeo now. Like I said, I am going to shuffle the beautiful animal messages deck. I want to focus on this situation with whoever's leaving or moving out, who it is that you're not seeing clearly. What's blocking you here, or what or who is blocking you? But for you, I feel like it's a person. So I'm going to see which animal is going to be along to help you in with this. So I will see you over there, and I'll see you back here next month. Thanks for watching.